Yeah, good morning, Suman.
Good morning. So welcome to BISP Solution webinar, that is get started with Oracle supply chain and manufacturing. So let's move to the day 3 agenda. In that we are going to today with the accounting calendar. Then we going to enable the currencies, and after that we will also create. I have already created a chart of accounts, so we will go through that particular chart of accounts and the segments there on that particular chart of accounts, and what is the importance of the chart of accounts. We will go through that, and after that there will be a we will create a primary ledger, that primary ledger, and then legal entity and the business unit. That is today's agenda. So let's move on to the next slide. So it's a calendar. When we defining an accounting calendar, it is crucial to define the accounting year and its corresponding period while considering the common calendar options. These options facilitate automatic generation of a calendar with its associated periods, streamlining the process and reducing the likelihood of error. It is important to note that decision made during the specifications of these options are pivotal, as altering the accounting calendar after setting a period status to open or future interval can be challenging. To simplify the creation and the maintenance of the accounting calendar, the application automatically generates the common calendar such as monthly, weekly, 445, 454, 544, 4 weeks quarterly, and the yearly. Furthermore, utilizing the period frequency option eliminates the need to manually define each period, thereby enhancing the efficiency. Now, if we talk about the 454 or 445 or 544 calendar, the the calendar is widely used in methods in accounting to manage fiscal period, particularly in the sectors such as retail and manufacturing. This calendar divides the year into 4 quarters, and with each quarter consisting of 13 weeks. First 2 months of each quarter have 4 weeks each, while the third month has 5 weeks. As a result, there are three different month lengths, that is 544, 454, or 445. This calendar's layout offers the advantage of consistent period for equal duration ending on the same day of the week, which is beneficial for planning manufacturing processes or work shifts. However, comparing the trends by month can be challenging due to the varying month lengths. It is important, it is more reliable to compare the week or same month in the previous year. Additionally, one drawback of 445 calendar is that it only has 364 days, necessitating the addition of a 53rd week every 5 to or 6 years, complicating the year on year comparison. Now, moving to the physical calendar. The physical calendar constitutes a 12-month period selection by organization or governmental bodies for purpose of financial planning, budgeting, and reporting. Unlike the conventional calendar year, the commenced from from January 1 to conclude at December 31st. The fiscal year can be tailored based on the specific requirement and the conventions. The fiscal year need not be aligned with the calendar year, enabling the entities to determine the distinct start and end date. For instance, non-profit organization may be synchronize their fiscal year with a grant award schedules, while for the non-profiting enterprises might opt for a year end following with the perks of revenue generation. As per IRS requirement, fiscal year encompasses the 12 consecutive months terminating in any monthly other than December. The US taxpayer may adhere to a 52 to 53 weeks fiscal year culminating on the same day of a week annually closed to designated date, such as nearest Saturday to or to December 31st. The advantages of establishing a fiscal year includes enhanced preparedness for the forthcoming year and facilitating the budgetary discussion and the financial performance evaluation. Now moving to the calendar year, or say natural calendar. The natural calendar year also refers as a natural calendar, again as I said, it span 12 conservative months and concludes in a natural lowest point of the year. It commenced on January 1st and concludes on December 31st. Adhered to the Gregorian calendar for both individual and organization. The calendar often correspond to the fiscal year for taxation purpose. While many companies use the calendar as their fiscal year, some opt for different start and end dates for their fiscal reporting period. A calendar year comprises either 365 or 366 in case of leap year. So let's move to the application and create accounting calendar. So I am logging with one of the user, that is FinAdmin. So let me navigate from the navigator. Go to the enterprise, setup and maintenance. From the task panel, select the manage. So overview, implementation project. Select your project, search with accounting calendar. Manage accounting calendar. So if you see out here, that is manage accounting calendar, which is an asterisk mark, that is a mandatory one. So let's go to task icon, search with the calendar ABC. So this is the calendar, ABC global calendar, which I have created. So if you see out here, the calendar starting with the 2020, 21, 22, 23 and 24, right? So if you see out here that I have provided the name of the calendar, the starting date out here, that is 1st of January 2020, and the frequency, adjusting frequency, that is once at the end of the year, and the format of the calendar, right? So that calendar format is Jan dash of the year, whatever the year is there, right? So that is 20. And after that, if you see the adjusting period, that is 12 periods are there. One is the adjusting period, that is the 13 period. Total 13 period is there. So if I go to 2020, so again the 13 period is there. And save and close. I had not enabled any budgetary calendar out here, that is not a budgetary calendar. If I select a one calendar, So name, provide the name out here, provide the starting date out here. So that is the January 1. Frequency is a monthly, quarterly, weekly, yearly. 4 week, 445, 545, right, and the 544. So I have selected the monthly out here, and you can provide the user defined prefix, that is you can provide that ABC out here with a dash out in that, so you can see the how it will look like. And the format, so format is MMMYY, that is a calendar year. And adjusting period, that is adjusting period, whether it's the beginning of the year, once in the end of the year, or mid of the year, once in the end of the year, once in the mid of the year, twice at the end of the year, once in the end of the year, or twice at the end of the year, or say none or others, and quarterly, right? So I have selected this once at the end of the year, that is once in the end of the year. Say that is next. So as your calendar has been created, right? So that is, you will save and close. By this way you can create the calendar. Now let's move to the PPT now. So now let's move to the next slide. So that is currency in Oracle Fusion Cloud. Currencies are predefined data that must be activated, user must activate it. When determining the currency parameters, several critical factors should be considered. First, it is important to note that once the currency is activated, its code cannot be modified even if the currency is subsequently deactivated. Moreover, when the specifying date range for currency transaction can only be denominated in that currency within the designated time frame. If no start date is specified, the currency becomes effective immediately, and in absence of any end date, the currency remains valid indefinitely. Finally, certain applications have a capability to display the currency symbol alongside with the amount. You have an option to input the symbol associated with the currency to ensure the accurate display for the user. Now let's move to the application to enable the currency. So that is manage currencies. Let me navigate to the application now. Search with the task called manage currencies. Manage currencies, select that manage currencies. So select that manage currencies out here, go to task icon, search with the currency code, that is USD, right? If you see that this is the USD currency, you will enable this. We are not provided any starting date or ending date out here. And for the precision related code, if you require, then you provide the symbol out here, the precision and the extension precision out here, and these details you have to provide. Issuing territory is my United States out here. You can see that how he can increase the precision level, that is up to 2, and 7 close. So this task has been done, so we can mark that status as completed. Say done. So you can see the project, how the project has been completed. That is 1% total of task has been assigned, so as the completion has been done related to that, right? So moving to the next slide. So overview of a key flex field, that is accounting key flex field. Key flex field plays a critical role in the business in facilitating the capturing of essential keys such as part number, job codes, accounting codes. These are composite of segments, each with its own specific meaning, and it's crucial for proper functioning of application. Setting up of key flex field correctly is vital for a seamless operation of various functions. The manage key flex field task allows for the configuration and maintenance of key flex field definition, and the setup and maintenance work area provides access to a list of predefined key flex field though the same through the same task, and the configuration key flex field is necessary to define the metadata related to the structure of segment, flex field structure, and value sets. For each segment, the actual numbers are captured as a combination of segment values and stored in the combination table, which includes segment column and unique ID column and the structure instance number column. Key flex field can support multiple structures and display different fields for different users based on the data condition within the application. The segment labels served as a tag for a segment and are defined by the application developer. It is essential to specify these labels for each segment when defining the accounting flex field, ensuring that they are unique and applied to only one segment within each structure. Furthermore, each structure can have multiple segments and instances with each instance sharing the same segment number and order, but potentially differed in the values and value sets used in the validating the segments. Multiple configurations of a key flex field structure can be defined, with each key flex field structure instance being composed of segment instances with specific assigned value sets. If a key flex field is registered with a tree structure, a tree code for segment instance can be specified. So if you see, that is, in the first we will create a chart of accounts value set, that is company value set, department or division value set, natural account value set, product value set, line of business value set, intercompany value set, also future one value set. These are the value set, these are the placeholders where you put the values, that is chart of accounts value set values, you put that. So you can define your structure out here and the structure instance. On the basis of the structure you can define the structure instance, and then we deploy that particular COA structure, that is chart of account structure. So let's navigate to the application and view how we can do that. So let me select that, search with the task, that is chart of account. So this is the task list, define chart of accounts, define chart of accounts out here. So if you see that first task is, this is a mandate field out here, right? So if you see that manage chart of accounts value set, this is the task. Go to task icon, search with the code, that is ABC. So we have define out here that these are the value set. If you see, there is a company. If I see that, edit this, so you will provide the code out here, that is ABC underscore company. You should always use caps without any gaps. You shouldn't give any special characters, don't use any special characters out here. The starting with the 0 should be avoided as a best practice. You shouldn't use that. Any hash or slash you shouldn't use. This will create a issue when we do the integration as well as when we derive the reports from financial reporting studio, right? So that if you provide the 001 ABC company, it will be issue when we derive the reports, right? So So one should use a proper convention out here, that is with the caps uppercase. Write it down with the uppercase, and there should be no gap in between. If there is any gap, please use the underscore. Then describe the out here. I just given the description of this value set, and provide the module as a general ledger module. The validation type always be independent. In the accounting key flex field, only independent value set it supports. So in the value set validation types, it should be independent only, the validation type, and the character type as selected the character out here, and the subtype as a text, and the maximum length I used as a 3. That means I can use up to 0 to 999, that maximum length for the company I have used. If it is required, says in the uppercase only, then you will check it out. Zero fill if you require, then you can check this also for a zero fill also. Then save and close. Similarly, we will create the division with the division out here. So if you see the division set code I have provided, so as the description, the module is the general ledger, so as the independent validation type, and the data type is a character, and the maximum length out here I have provided as a 3, and the subtype as a text, and then save and close. And if I go to the accounts, this is again the one of the value set. So value set, I have provided the name as a ABC account out here. The module is a general ledger and the independent character, and the subtype is a text, and maximum length I have taken as a 9. And if I go to this product 1, so it's a product 1, I provided the value set code, so as the description, module as a general ledger, and the validation type is independent, and the data type is character, the sub value type as a text, and the maximum length is 4. And if I select that line of business LOB, if I edit this, so you can see the value set code is ABC underscore LOB, and the description, module I selected as a general ledger, and this validation type as independent, so as the data type as a character, the maximum length is 2, and the subtype as a text, and then save and close. Last not least, that is a future 1. Any future requirement related to your chart of accounts to take care of this particular future 1 segments or future 2. So in future, if it is required organization, if any growth related, any further segments are required, then we can use this particular future 1, and we will capture this, and we will put with, we can use then one in a later stage also. So this is ABC future, selecting the model as a module as a general ledger, so as the independent as a validation type, so as the character I have selected the data type, and the value subtype as a text, and maximum length as 4 I have selected out here. Just save and close. So this is the value set I have created, that is 6 value set I have created, that is a 6, and all are independent validation type, and data type is character, and module used by general ledger. Let's save and close. And if I go to the structure out here, so let me mark, it is already marked as the status as complete. And if I go to the structure out here, go to the structure, so let me search with the structure. It's already created, search it down, manage structures, go to the manage structures, search with the code as ABC. So this is the structure out here. So this is the structure, ABC structure. So you can create a number of instances out of one structure. That this is the beauty of this particular product, that is you can create multiple structures instances out of this particular structure. So This is the structure out here. This is the structure. So if you see, this is the structure, that is structure you can create. This structure name I have provided, this is structure code name, and the description and the delimiter, how you going to delimit the particular segments between them. So that is uses this hyphen out here, and then enable this one and save. After saving, you can add the company values. So let's view this particular ones. These are the segments. That is company segment. You provide this particular company segment. So as the API name, it will as you tab out, it will automatically take the API name. So you give the name out here, description, sequence 1, company as a prompt, as a company, short prompt you provide, enable this, and width as we defined as a 3 out there. When the value set, when we create that particular value set, we provide that 3 with the this value set code, right? So that is 3 we will select out here, and we will provide some labels out here, that is a company where the all the journals going to be balanced. That is your primary balancing segment you will assign to the company segment, and then save and close. So as the division I have created, so I did that. So that is division as a segment code under your structure. This is your structure, this is your flex field, GL flex field. So under this structure code you created, and so as the division out here, the API name it will automatically take. So as the name you will provide division, the sequence is second, provided that, and then prompt as division, short prompt you provided, display with taken as a 3, and select our value set code out here, and provide the column you map with the particular segment 2, and I have provided this label with the cost center label, cost center segment label out here, and then save and close. So division based, I can various types of report, that is expenses report I can derive on the basis of that cost center is required, say if I implement fixed assets also. Then the line of business, select that line of business. So that is a line of business, LOB, the API REST, the name, description, sequence I provided, the prompt, and a line of business, the to display segment 3, and selected our placeholder, that is ABC LOB. And if I select this particular product out here, go to the product, this is a product I have created, the segment code as a product, API as a product, name I have provided, description, sequence as a 5, product, prompt as a product. So as a short prompt I have given, the display as a 4, and the segment is a 5, sequence as a 5, and mapped with that sequence with the segment 5. So as the default our segment set code, default segment set code I have, which we have created, that is ABC product, and I have provided a one label, that is analysis segment, to this particular product. Based on that, there will be some analysis related activity. So that in the future segment, if I select this future one, so out here I have given the segment as a future 1. One should not give only future, it should give a future 1. The Oracle recommends to use a future 1 as there is some issue related to using the specifically future. Please use the future 1 as, and the API name it will automatically pop up. If you tab out, it will automatically take, and the name future 1, description, so as the sequence 6 I map with the segment 6. So as the prompt, the short prompt, I enable that, display with as selected as a 4 when we created this future 1, that is a value set I have selected, and the segment label I have given the future segment, and save and close. So this is the, and if you go to the accounts, select the accounts, so that is accounts ABC structure, accounts out here, the name, the similar to that account name, description, sequence 4, account out here, the accounts, the short name, so display with is 9, segment mapped with the sequence out here, that is 4 segment, and the code, that is ABC account, and I have used this as a natural account as a label, right? So particular label I have provided, then save and close. So your structure has been created. After structure creating, go to the manage structure instance, select your structure out here. Let me search. So if you see this structure, I can search it down, go to the edit out here. So you will provide this particular structure code and API name. If you tab out, it will automatically take, provide the name and the description, enable this so that you can use this particular instance, and when we will use the instance out here. So enable that. Dynamic combination creation allow, that means any user will able to create code combination ID on the fly when he is entering the journals or say invoices. It will allow that. And shorthand alias and enables that the user can use the shorthand alias for selecting any specific expenses or any of the revenue that he wants to use that as a shorthand. So after that providing, then you will provide the required out here. So if you see this, the company required display BI enable this one. Go to the segment out here, the segment company. This is my placeholder. So as required display BI enable constant one, I have given the constant value out here, the default value. So this will be will be provided when you provide the value sets, right? So value set values if you provide. So after providing all these, save, then we will deploy, right? So you will deploy. It is already deployed, so status is checked out here. If there is any error, then you will correct it down with the error, go to the error message and check it down. Okay, now after providing this particular structure instance, so we will provide the value sets to values, right? So go to this particular one, chart of account value set values, search your code ABC, search it down, go to this particular company value set, go to the manage values. I have already provided one. This is the value, that is, you can see this is the 999, that is a group company where the summary is yes, allow posting, allow budgeting is no. This is the parent group. And if you see this is 100, that is ABC US operations, and you can see this is a summary, that is summary is yes, and the allow budgeting, allow posting is no out here. And if you see ABC US oil and gas, that is you can see the summary is no, allow budgeting, allow posting is yes. So this is the child values. So you can see this is the ABC telecom, that is again the allow posting and allow budgeting is yes, and it is enabled. So that is 102. That will be any transaction happens between this particular company, it will roll up to this US operation. And if you have this particular another one, that is oil and gas, that is ABC, these are again child values, that is a UK, that is a allow budgeting, allow posting yes, and so as the telecom UK, that is provide allow budgeting and posting as a yes, and the summary is no. And the UK operations, you can see the summary, and the summary is yes, and allow budgeting and posting as no. So anything transaction between ABC UK oil and gas and ABC UK telecom, it will roll up to this particular one, and any balances of this UK operation and US operation will roll up to this particular ABC group, right? So that kind of a hierarchy that you can create. So that is go to the division out here, go to the manage values, so search it down. Similarly, I have provided these values, right? So total division is a summary is yes, and allow budgeting and posting and no. Other values are all child values. So if you go to this future one, go to the manage values, search it down. So you can see this I am capturing with the 000 as a none out here, with the allow budgeting, allow posting out here, and save and close. And go to the product out here, go to the manage values, search it down. So I have provided as a none value, so it's the product 1, product 4, right? So under this product you can have a number of, so you can see these are the child values, all are child values, and this is the total product where is the parent value. So these values we have provided all the value sets, and accordingly we define our chart of accounts. So let's move to the next slide. So if you see, the importance of well-designed chart of accounts cannot be overstated. It is served as a foundation for effective managing an organization of financial businesses by providing a structured framework for recording and classifying the financial transaction. Additionally, a thoughtful crafted COA supports the audit and control of financial transactions, ensuring transparency and accuracy in the financial reporting. Moreover, a structured chart of accounts provides a flexible for management reporting and analysis. It allows for extraction of meaningful financial data which aids in decision making process. Furthermore, it anticipates growth and maintenance need as organization change occurs, adapting to the evolving requirement of the businesses. In addition, a well-designed chart of accounts facilitates an efficient data processing flow, streamlining the financial operation of the organization. It enables the delegation of responsibility for cost control, profit attainment, and asset utilization, ensuring that the various aspects of financial management can be effectively managed. Finally, it enables the measurement of the performance against the corporate objectives by manages and providing the valuable insight into the financial health and progress of the organization. The chart of accounts helps to combine the data from various operations and business flows, allows the organizations to report using the consistent definition to stakeholders in the compliance with reporting standard. The best practice involves designing best based on the external and management reporting needs and make the decision about the data storage in the general ledger. So now let's move to the next slide. So that is a primary ledger. The establishing a primary ledger is a central record keeping ledger for your organization. A primary ledger is responsible for recording the transactional balances and utilize a chart of accounts integrated with a calendar, currency, and accounting rules based on the specific accounting method. These ledgers is closely linked with subledger transaction, providing essential context and accounting information for them. Once the ledger is saved, it is important to note that the changes to the chart of account, accounting calendars, or currency cannot be made. So you cannot change that. So let's move to the application to create a primary ledger. So let me go to the ledger. So search with manage primary ledger. So that is manage primary ledger. Select that. So if you see, this is the task. So select the go to task icon, search with ABC, that is ABC US primary ledger. So if you see this out here, so this is the primary ledger description out here, that chart of accounts. So as my calendar, this is the ABC global calendar, this is my currency, this is my functional currency, and you can see that it is already deployed. So as the cubes, multi-dimensional cubes, you can see out here. So let me drag a little bit out here. So let me drag out. So this is the cube, that is a balancing cubes. So you have a multi-dimensional balancing cubes. The Hyperion reports you can create from this particular cubes, and the status is already confirmed. So let me walk through that particular process. So there is a primary ledger, manage primary ledger. First we will create, and then we will go to the specific ledger option. So select your ledger out here. So select and add specific ledger option, that is ABC. Let me drag a little bit out here, that is save and close. Select this particular one and save and close. You have to provide the journal language, that is a mandate one. You can see the asterisk mark, that is American English. And so as the retained earning, that is retained earning you have to provide. This is the mandatory account you have to provide, right? So it will use the retained earning at the year end closure, right? So this is required. Whatever the necessary fields are there, I have provided. So as the first open period, this is my January 1st open period. Okay, so this is open period and number of future interval period you require. That is where you enter the journal, but you can't post that. So that is a future interval period, and the my calendar. That is my calendar. Let me wait a while. So this is the ledger, that is ABC US primary ledger. Description it is provided. So it is use my functional currency, that is USD, since it is my US primary ledger. So it's use my functional currency is USD, and the chart of account structure which we have created, that is instance. Again it will use the instance. The beauty of this particular product that you can have a multiple instances you can use as per your requirement. That is your security requirement is there, that is you can create a multiple instances, you can map them, and you can on top of that you can do the reporting and consolidation based on that with the mapping. Okay, so that is US primary ledger, and save and close. So that is specific ledger option. After the providing the specific ledger option, let me go to this specific ledger option. Let me create one more thing, that is we have to go to the legal addresses, that is manage legal addresses. So select that manage legal addresses out here. So go to task icon. So let me search with this country, that is US. Search with the US out here, and the line, so that is ABC. Search with that. Let me search out. You see, yeah, this is the address we have used, that is New York 13 out here. So this is the address. If you see, this is the United States line, say ABC US INC, you can say New York. For our understanding purpose, I am giving the address as a New York city, that you can provide. So as the postal code and the city, state, postal code, and the county. So that is updated out here. So if you see, and save and close. After providing the legal address, we will provide the legal entity. We will have a legal entity. We have to create a legal entity. So that is manage legal entities. Go to this particular manage legal entities. Go to the manage legal entities. Select your legal entity out here. Search it out. I have already created. So let me search with the legal entity, that is let me search with the ABC. Search with that ABC. So that is two legal entity. You can see out here, that is ABC US legal entity 1 and legal entity 2. So if you see, that is let me walk through that particular one. So that is country you have provided. So as the name, legal identifier, I have provided the US legal, the actual one in the business scenario. In the project you will provide the actual legal entity identifier, and out here you will provide this, edit the address. You will provide that particular address out here, the country, address line, and the address to, and the city and the state, so as the county and the postal code. And you can provide the purpose of this particular one. So that is, the purpose is related to, say, payroll reporting, since it is a payroll statutory unit, and the legal employer also. So what is the purpose of this particular one? So that is also, you can provide the legal related activity. Yeah, that is a legal one, and say okay. Okay, that is the purpose of this particular legal address, that is a payroll reporting as well as the legal address. And to the address one, so let me go to this preference, go to the action out here, contact preferences. You can provide the contact preferences out here. So I'm not providing this thing, so save and close. And if you see the legal entity, let me go to this one and search it down. Apply, go to task. So let me search, provide a safe search, that is ABC. Save this, say ABC, set as default, run as automatically, say OK. Yeah, so that is a legal entity 2, where the legal entity 2 has been defined, that is legal entity 2. Legal identifier 00 you will provide. So legal employer is there. The payroll statutory unit is maintained in the my first legal entity. Okay, so I map that particular one. So as the address is the same address, it uses the same address out here. So you can add out here the purpose, that is purpose is my legal, right? The payroll related activity is not performed, that is only legal purpose, and then say save and close. So that is done out here. Let me, after the legal address, let me go to chart of accounts, go to this, sorry, that is primary ledger, search with the primary ledger out here. So then we have to provide assigning legal entity. So assigning legal entity to the ledger, we will see a selected scope out here. So I have already selected this particular one. So go to task icon. Let me refresh that page. Let me search. Go to the, yeah, select that. Select your out here, this is the primary ledger, and assign this particular one, that is your assigning legal entity to your primary ledger. So if you see, this is the legal entity 1 already assigned with the company code as 102 and 10, that is, you will provide this particular legal entity out here with your ledger, and after that you will assign balancing segment values to the legal entity, so that it will understand, the system will get to understand that this. So if you see this, the value set is associated with the ledger, so that assigning balancing segment to the legal entity, that is my primary ledger. So if you see, this is the value set, that is company value set, this is my chart of accounts, and this is my primary ledger, right? So that is, we have provided label out here, that is primary balancing segment, that's why it is coming this particular one, that is ABC company. And if you see, this is the values, this is my legal entity 1, which I assigned this particular company as a 101, that is the ABC US oil and gas, and similar to that, that is my US legal entity 2, that is 102, that is ABC US Telecom. Then save and close. After providing this thing, we will come review and submit the accounting configurations. So if we go to this particular task, selected scope, since we have selected this legal entity and specific ledger option, we have selected that particular ledger scope, so it is in the selected scope right now. So go to this review and submit accounting configurations. So as soon as you can see out here, that is your legal entity 1 and legal entity 2, this is your identifier, so as the company values, that is 101 and 102 company values, and it is attached to this your ledger. So this is your ledger, and this is the primary one. The US currency is your functional currency, so this chart of account structure and the calendar, right? So if you see this calendar and the accounting method, which is standard accrual, and if you see, this is the balancing cubes. After we submit that, the balance cube will be generated. So Hyperion reports you can create out of that, and your status will be confirmed, right? So that it will be confirmed. If you submit this one, the process get created. So if you submit the configuration, you can view from scheduler page, go to the schedule process, and out here you can see the process which is already completed. I just submitted, so you can see succeeded already. Okay, so you can view this balances has been succeeded, so that's why the its status, ledger status, is confirmed. Okay, so let's move to the slide now. If you see the legal jurisdiction and authorities, so when you're setting up the legal entities, it is important to consider the different types of jurisdiction that applies. There are three main types to be aware. Identifying jurisdiction, this may be the primary jurisdiction in which the legal entity must register to do the businesses in the country. It serves as a unique identifier for the entity. In some cases there may be more than one jurisdiction to the registered with, and but you should choose one of the identify as a jurisdiction. Second one is the income tax jurisdiction. This type of jurisdiction is responsible for imposing and collecting the taxes on the financial income generated by all entities within its jurisdiction. Properly reporting and remitting the income tax to this legal authority is essential for compliance. So transactional tax jurisdiction, unlikely the income tax, transactional tax jurisdiction handles specific types of taxes such as sales tax, value-added tax. These jurisdictions are set up separately due to their unique complexities and requirement. They are used in legal reporting of a transactional related tax. So it is important to note that the legal authority, which could be a government body or an entity holding the power to make the law, collecting the tax and allocate the fund within giving the jurisdiction. This can include tax authorities, which are subset of legal authorities and are managed with the same set flow. While not mandate in the Oracle Fusion Human Capital Management, the legal and the tax authorities are recommended and commonly referred in the statutory reporting. For example, the United States, the Internal Revenue Service, that is IRS, is a legal authority responsible for enforcing the income tax law. In the country like India and Brazil, the legal authority information is required to be included in the tax reporting. So let's move to the next slide. So business unit. With an enterprise, it is responsible for performing specific business function and can be positioned within the management hierarchy. It is typically has its own manager, strategic objects and level of autonomy, with accountability for its profit and loss. If your organization structure uses hierarchical chart of accounts, you can roll up the business unit into divisions. While there is no direct correlation between the business and the legal employer, it is advisable to maintain a one-on-one relationship between the two, and having a multiple business unit within a legal employer. The business unit are often used to consolidate the financial transaction within a legal entity. Therefore, setting up a business unit at a higher level than legal entity may result in failure in the financial transaction. Each business unit should be assigned to a primary ledger. For instance, if the business unit is processing the payables invoices, it needs to post to a specific ledger. This assign is necessary for business units to involved in the function generating the financial transaction. The business unit can also be used in a security mechanism for transaction. For example, if you are exporting the business operation separately from your domestic sales business, you can secure the export business data to restrict access to the domestic sales employees. This can be achieved by setting up of export business and domestic sales business, two separate business unit. The Oracle Fusion application business unit model offers several advantages, including flexible implementation, consistent control, and reporting of transactional, and ability to share the set of reference data across application. The business unit can process the transaction using reference data set reflecting the business rules and policies, which may vary from country to country. With Oracle Fusion application functionality, you can choose to share the reference data across the business unit, or to allow each business unit to manage its own set of based on the desired level of common policy enforcement. So in summary, the business unit are used for management reporting, transactional processing, transactional data security, and sharing and defining the reference data. In Oracle Fusion, the application, the business unit are utilized to implement the data security. Rules are assigned to the user to authorize specific functions, and the business unit are assigned to user to grant them access to the data within those unit. For example, user are assigned role for a particular business unit can perform specific functions related to data within that unit. The role can be assigned manually using the security console, or automatically using the provisioning rules, and the business unit can be assigned to the user via manage data access for user tasks in setup and maintenance. So let us move to the application. And see that. So let me go to from here. Let me navigate to from here, from setting and action, setup and maintenance. From the manage implementation project overview, select the project, search for business unit, search with the business unit, define business unit here. Let me search somebody's. Yeah. So defining the business unit here, the task, defining the business unit. Let me navigate to that. Manage business unit, that is a mandate field, you can see out here. So select that. It is already status is completed, so let me navigate through that. So go to this particular one, search with the ABC, search it down. So that is ABC oil and gas BU1, that is the short name we have given. So ABC, so search this one, ABC, set this, set a default out here. You can set and run on the run. Okay, there is a some, what is there, right, that is a, so that is a save out here. So if you see this particular business unit, select that hyperlink. So that is name you have provided. So as the location, for the location you will go to the manage location. Let me duplicate. So let me navigate again, setup and maintenance, from the task panel, manage implementation project, select your overview, select your project. So manage location, right? Search with the manage location, select your manage location from here, go to the manage locations, select go to task icon. Let me go to this task icon. Yeah, so let me search with the name ABC. So let me search. This is the ABC location which we are using out here, right? So if you see that I did that particular one, let me correct this, right? So if you see this one, this is the name and the code, the description, and you can provide the address out here. This is the address. So this is the address, that is United States address out here, the line 2, line 3, zip code. So as the zip code with the state, city and the county. So this is the location you will create, and this location you will provide out here. That's, and we are using the default set as common set. In the system it is already defaulted out here that in the application you will get a two set, that is the one is the common set and another one is the enterprise set. So we are using the common set out here. So let me also mark, where is the business unit? Yeah, so that is defining the business unit, that is the task. Let me go to this, where it is the business unit. Yeah, the manage business unit, and this is the marked as a status has been done, and the location, right? So let me go to the location and should be submitted. So you should validate the after save and submit, you should validate your address by searching from here. So you should validate that, right? Save this, say ABC, search it down, set and run automatically, say OK. So done. And location, after location let me mark the status as done, add it as completed, right? Mark as a done, right? Save and close. Let me go to the next one, that is assigning your business unit with the business function. Okay, so select that one, select your business unit. Let me go to apply and go to task, select this one ABC, select this one, save and close. So here you define your primary ledger and your legal entity with your business unit. This is your business unit, and this is where you define your primary ledger attached to with this legal entity, right? So that is already we've seen that when we creating the primary ledger, we assign that this particular legal entity with your primary ledger, and out here we assign our business unit with this, right? So that is primary ledger, and these are the business functions. You will enable this one. I have already enabled the all the functions. It is up to the, so it will enable you to perform the setups related to this your payable invoices. Then you enable that. If you don't enable that, the setups will not be available. Okay, so this is assigning business unit with the business function. And if you go to the manage business unit set assignment, if you go to this one, let me go to task icon. So since we have created the business unit with the common, so it will be reference will be common set will be assigned to the business your reference data object. So these are the reference data objects. So common set is you can override this particular one with your own set. Okay, so save and close. So So we are done with that. So today's webinar we conclude with this. And okay, so thanks for today. Thanks for joining this webinar and getting started with the Oracle supply chain and manufacturing.